right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. I bet you guys in the software business probably don't know about this, but Palantir is on Stack Overflow. You can actually find all these questions that are being answered, all about the using Foundry, and most of them are related to using Spark with Foundry. Apache Spark is a tool that was originally developed by the co-founders of Databricks. It's an open source tool, and it's used widely to query large distributed data sets, especially ones that involve, unstructured or semi-structured data and structured data. So you can go on here. It's really neat to see all this, but the interesting thing to me is that if you read some of these, there are comments in there that there are private channels when there are security issues. So obviously they have their own private communication channels that they want to take off of Stack Overflow. But what's interesting is why they're putting this here in the first place. Like, why would they even be putting issues on Stack Overflow in the first place if they only have a couple hundred customers, and they also have a private communication channel where they ask questions as well? Normally that's how companies like this work. The answer is that they're probably, in my opinion, I don't know if this is, in my opinion, the answer is they're probably front loading a knowledge base for a broader developer community when they make Foundry available to everyone. That's my theory anyway. And again, you typically don't do that. Most of the services I've used, like Mongo Atlas, they have their own support channels and you can find issues on Stack Overflow as well, but these are clearly being answered by support specialists for Foundry if you read them. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully that's a leading indicator that they're thinking about a developer community, and they want to front load a knowledge base on Stack Overflow, which is the most widely used resource for developers out there. But if you want to get to know more about what the common problems people are experiencing, there's everything from issues with ETLs to issues with Spark to problems with API consumption. So definitely worth going through here, and it will give you some more insight to how Foundry kind of works, which is kind of cool from a technical perspective, obviously. And it wasn't surprising to me that they use Spark. If you saw my very first video on Palantir, I went through, they have a custom distribution of Spark, so they make some they make their own customizations to it, so they don't have just the vanilla Spark that everyone else is using by the looks of it. To me, it looks like they've actually have their own custom distribution that they're using to get probably similar performance gains to what Databricks gets out of theirs. I have no basis for that other than raw speculation. So anyway, it's worth checking out. So yeah, and if you ever get bored too, if you're a developer out there, check out Palantir's open source tech. It's worth taking a look at. I went through when I was doing due diligence before I invested Palantir, and I looked into their open source code, and I felt it was really high quality. Plenty of people out there can disagree with that. Don't care. I have 20 years of experience that tell me it is good quality. But in any case, check out their open source. You might be into it, and it could give you a little more insight if you're an engineer out there. And if you want to have some fun and kind of see what it's like in the trenches of using a tool like Foundry, go through these Stack Overflow questions. All right, everybody. Talk to you.